Hello everyone, this is Doc Severson with episode 4 of the Ready Set Crypto podcast. Today's topic is about a cool service that I stumbled onto recently, and it's called Shrimpy. Shrimpy is an automatic portfolio rebalancing tool that connects to your crypto broker and does the rebalancing for you on a schedule that you define. One of the best parts about this app is that it's currently free. And I should mention at the very beginning that Ready Set Crypto is not receiving any compensation for today's interview, nor are we providing affiliate sales links. It's a cool app, the price is right, and this is something that the crypto space needs to hear about. With me today is Matt Wesley of Shrimpy to help me explain what Shrimpy does. Hello, Matt. Welcome to our program today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Look, I've tried to find out some things about Shrimpy, and I'm kind of failing here. Who are you guys, and what is the background of your company?
So we're a company based out of California, pretty close to San Francisco, and we've been working on projects together for a number of years. So actually our project that we were working on before this was a different crypto trading bot, and what it allowed you to do is you could make some strategies based on different technical indicators. But we ended up moving away from that and making something a lot simpler, which is Shrimpy, and we think it's a lot more beneficial to a lot more people, so we're going down this route.
Okay, Matt, that's terrific. Well, can you briefly define what portfolio rebalancing is and why it's important to crypto investors?
Portfolio rebalancing is when you have some target allocations and you want to make sure that you maintain those allocations. So for example, if you have 10% of your portfolio in Bitcoin, 20% in Ethereum, or something along those lines, and you want to maintain that over time. So Ethereum goes up in value, now you're at 30% Ethereum. You have more of your portfolio in that one asset, so you're exposed to a lot more risk and other concerns. So if you rebalance, you would sell that additional 10% and distribute it among your other assets, so that you go back to your original 10%, 20%, and so on allocations.
Well, how does your product differ from a bot trader like a Crypto Hopper or Profit Trailer or perhaps even the bot trader that you guys set up before then?
So although we do automated trading, we don't intend to be just a trading bot. So we intend to be a portfolio management solution. So you can do high-level things, like I was saying before, where you can say 10% of your portfolio put into Bitcoin, 20% into Ethereum, and then Shrimpy will do trades periodically based on what you tell it in order to maintain that those percent allocations. So again, it's just you don't have to be a trader. You don't have to have this depth of knowledge. You don't have to know what a candlestick is, and you can just use Shrimpy.
So really, this is more for somebody that classifies themselves as an investor instead of an active trader then, right?
Right, that it's not, although traders can use it, it's simple and easy to use. You don't have to be a trader, and you don't have to be monitoring the market all the time in order to use Shrimpy.
Okay. Yeah, and the way I delineate these is investors typically have, a long time frame, something like maybe 5 years into assets, whereas a trader is very much like they're mostly into cash and they're looking for short-term edge and trade. So this is not really for a trader. This is much more of interest for somebody that's more of a hodl investor or somebody that just wants to own a portfolio and hold it over time.
Right, that's exactly the case. That's kind of the direction that we're aiming to go, although some traders have been using Shrimpy if they want to do kind of more of a swing trading on like a weekly basis or something along those lines, but not like somebody that's trading multiple times a day.
Okay, well that's cool. So that's more of a hybrid approach. All right, that's neat. So Matt, what crypto brokers do you interface with?
So right now we interface with Binance and Bittrex, and we'll be adding support for more in the future.
Can you give me a little teaser here in terms of who you intend to support down the road, or is?
Some of the other ones that we're considering adding are like Bitfinex, GDAX, or Coinbase Pro, and KuCoin, and some others that we've kind of identified.
Okay, that's outstanding. Is that based on demand from your customer base?
Some is based on demand, some is based on size. We have a few different factors, but like for example, KuCoin was a request from our current users.
I've played around with the backtesting tool on your site, And one thing I wanted to make sure is there any limit to the crypto assets that you can support? So in other words, do you support all of the crypto assets that are on those brokers, Binance and Bittrex?
Yes, so we will support whatever assets are available on those exchanges. We don't have any reason to restrict you, and as long as it's available there, then we'll make it available to you.
Okay, great. Now, how do you go about executing those orders? So in other words, when it's time to rebalance your portfolio, then you've got to put some sells and some buys in on those. Are those going to be market orders? Are those limit orders? How do you structure the actual order so that you're not chasing after the market?
So the orders are limit orders, and we do have some logic in there that if it deviates too much, that it'll kind of stop trading. Some users have asked for market orders because on some of these exchanges, the market orders don't have the same like minimum trade sizes. So that is one thing that we have considered, but right now everything is via limit order.
Well, that's probably wise to stick with limit orders for right now, because market orders, you can get yourself in a whole heap of trouble using something like that.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're in the position where you have to explain why you gave somebody a lousy fill. It's not your fault. It's the actual depth of market for that particular coin.
Right, and just to clarify, so for those market orders that users have requested, it would only be in the case where they're small trades and smaller than the minimum size. But right now, that's not anything that we do.
Okay, great. So are there market conditions that your service works best in? So is there a difference as to whether something's mooning? Is it going to work better for that, or is it actually going to work better if things are kind of grinding lower?
So rebalancing kind of works best in volatile conditions. So if one coin is going up compared to the rest, then you'll be selling a portion of that, and if it goes back down, you'll be buying it more of it than what you sold. So those are kind of ideal conditions. So if your entire portfolio is moving together, the percent allocation, something's changed, whether it's going up or down, if they're all moving together. So definitely volatile conditions, which is great, which is very common in crypto. But rebalancing isn't a new concept. It's commonly done in traditional markets, kind of regardless of market condition, because it'll bring you back to your target allocations.
Have you found an optimum rebalancing period, whether it's intraday or daily or weekly or monthly, or have you found something which is kind of a sweet spot in today's market?
It kind of depends on what assets you've selected, how often you want to rebalance, like if you want to try to chase some of these risks for a longer period of time, and all kinds of things like that. So there isn't any, golden number that I can give you that works just across the board. Something you'll kind of have to work through.
If somebody is dollar cost averaging or euro cost averaging or Deutschmark cost averaging on the way down, should they just deposit into one coin like a base currency and let Shrimpy rebalance everything? Or should they deposit equal amounts across their portfolio when they do those, say, monthly contributions?
So regardless of whichever asset you deposit into, if it's above your target allocation, it's going to sell and distribute it among the rest. So from that perspective, it doesn't really matter whether you deposit evenly and you do the math yourself, or whether you deposit into one and let Shrimpy do the math for you.
That could actually be a huge benefit for simplifying your contributions.
Absolutely.
Now, I've got sort of a strange question for you here, Matt. Have you considered using the inverse of your logic to sell non-performing assets and place them into assets doing better? So, and actually, the exact opposite of your algorithm right now.
So there are a lot of different strategies that we've considered. Rebalancing is just very straightforward and it's easy to understand. So we've kind of gone that route. So users don't feel like we're doing some magic strategy. There are a lot of different routes that we can go down. That specific one we haven't so much considered, but we do have a lot of options, and we do plan to implement some more strategies in the future.
Well, I think once you build kind of the architecture for something like this, the logic that you layer on top of it could be just about anything, right? I mean, that's kind of your expertise is that is the logic on top of an execution engine.
Right. There's a lot of flexibility that we have, and there are a lot of really cool features that we can bring to people that are on the platform.
Next question is, let's say that the average listener out there bought in at the highs of December 2017, and they're sitting on a number of bags that have lost over 50% of their value. Will this program help them? Is there anything that they can do by adding this portfolio rebalancing that will start to dig them out of the hole?
So, I mean, we can't guarantee any returns. If you look at the back tests, historically, rebalancing has done better than just buying and holding, which is what a lot of people currently do. So from that perspective, there is the potential that you could do better and you could kind of help to dig yourself out of that hole. But a lot of it does depend on which assets you've selected. And, you know, if you pick these non-performers, there's something that can help you if all of your assets are going down into the hole. But we hope that's not the case, and we do think that there's a lot of benefit that Shrimpy can bring, to regardless of your situation.
Okay, so the sign up for Shrimpy is free. You go onto the site, and it couldn't be simpler, really, to sign up for the service, get a couple of API keys, and away you go. I mean, it's just dirt simple. What are you guys planning on doing down the road? Or what extended premium services do you plan to offer? You know, ultimately, you guys are not going to be a charity forever. So can you walk us through your vision of what you intend to do with this platform down the road?
Right. So we do intend to keep a lot of the features of Shrimpy free, like all the ones that we have now, we do intend to keep free. We're not really fans of the idea of putting Shrimpy behind a paywall. That said, I mean, we do have to monetize. We have a few different plans. One thing that we've been considering is a concept we've been calling social trading. So that a group of people can kind of come together and manage their portfolios together. And that's, it's kind of an additional feature that we could charge for. But like I was saying before, all the normal Shrimpy features would still be free. Another route that we've been going through is that we've been talking with some institutional investors, and they've been asking for some specific features. So that's kind of another route of revenue that we could be building something for them. Those additional features might not necessarily come to the free Shrimpy platform, just because it might clutter things up, or it might not be things that most people would use. Anyway, that's another route of revenue.
So let me get this straight. So you're planning to keep the current feature set for the retail trader. You're planning to keep that free. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and so you're looking to basically subsidize or capitalize the service based on institutional features, or perhaps more advanced, or some of the things that we talked about before. In other words, advanced logic and above and beyond features that are beyond portfolio rebalancing.
Right. We think that portfolio rebalancing and a lot of the features that we have now should just be a given. Like, they're very useful, and it's pretty straightforward. There are a lot of advanced features that we could add in the future and potentially charge for. But yeah, so those are mainly the two routes, via institutional investors or some future premium features.
Are you talking to any of these brokers, or perhaps this is a privileged conversation, but I'm just thinking aloud here. Are you talking to any of these brokers and looking to perhaps white label your service with them?
So we haven't considered white labeling the service, but we do have some ideas for working with these brokers, such as Bittrex and Binance.
Yeah, if you're in Canada, you pronounce it Binance. If you're in the United States, it's Binance, right?
Right.
No, it just seems like a perfect fit for them to be able to offer some of these advanced services so that they can differentiate themselves. Right now, a lot of the only way that a broker will differentiate themselves is, well, we offer this coin, you can't get it anywhere else. But this seems like it would be a great fit for some of these brokers just to offer this as an in-house service. Okay, Matt, where can people go to get set up and learn more about Shrimpy, or if there's anything else you want to convey to our listeners out there about Shrimpy, or ways to get started, things to do? The floor is yours.
So Shrimpy is It's free. It's online. You can just check it out at shrimpy.io. We have a lot of content there. We do also have a Medium page with a lot of articles about rebalancing and how Shrimpy works and a lot of benefits that we think Shrimpy can bring. But that's pretty much all there is to it. It's very easy to sign up. You just make an account. You do have to have an account on one of these exchanges that we connect to. And that's where your funds would be deposited, and that's where they stay. So we never have control of your funds. We just make some trades on your behalf in the way that you've told us to do.
Well, fantastic. Matt, I think you guys have a great story. I think you have a terrific service. And again, like I said, the price is right and people need to know about this. So I wish you all the success in the world, and I hope this thing takes off for you guys.
All right, thank you. We hope so too.
All right, folks, thanks again for listening. That was Ready, Set, Crypto Podcast, episode number 4 with Matt Wesley and Shrimpy. If there's any other topics that you'd like to see us cover, please write to us, support@readysetcrypto.com. See you in the next episode.
So, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for sticking around. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and absolutely check out the other videos we've got on this channel. We've put a lot of work into doing cryptocurrency education the right way. And as such, we've set up a website with a free daily newsletter, a free ebook, and a free 2-hour intro course, all accessible at readysetcrypto.com. Check us out, and thanks so much for watching. Cheers.